if you've been keeping up to date with everything, you will see that I've made a very exciting purchase. No, it's not this BMW in the background, that's just having its windows tinted, but I have actually bought a new engine for the 940, a complete engine. It's actually sat right next to me. I can't get it in the shot, and I'm definitely not moving it. A, because it's pissing oil everywhere, and B, it's heavy. Before we even get started in this video, I just want to explain and just like put a little disclaimer at the start of this video. Now, ever since I said that I bought this new engine, I've literally been bombarded with like abuse, like people asking questions, confusion, whatever. And I just want to clear a few things up. The thing about YouTube is that we film like a lot of things and condense it into a very small like little snippet. So you only ever see like a very small picture of each like story almost, or like whatever happens in any video, you only ever see like a small bit of it. And that is the one thing that is the most difficult for like us to get across to you guys, is that you don't see anything that happens behind the scenes. Not to say that it's like bad things happen behind the scenes, but that's just how it is. Like, it is only a small little bit that you see. Obviously, between like the last engine content and now, there have been a lot happen, and unfortunately like me and Shine we don't speak anymore, and we did end up cutting ties with each other. So that unfortunately led to me like us kind of being in a sticky situation. Like, if something ends on bad terms, you don't really want to be reminded of it all the time, and that engine was literally just reminding me of it all the time. We don't speak anymore, and there was just something inside me that just felt it was like wrong, or like there was just something not right. The thing is like, obviously my channel started because I was bored in lockdown, which I think a lot of us were, and I just gave it a go. It was something I'd always wanted to try. We gave it a go. I ended up really enjoying it, and I ended up building like all of you lot who watch these videos and enjoy it just as much as I enjoy making it. And there was like something about that I just couldn't enjoy, like tinkering about with that engine, because it was literally just, like just gives you like, it just wasn't very motivating in a way. And the other thing was, I just wanted to go back to like the roots of my channel. Like, my favourite time of like being on YouTube was back in lockdown when I first bought Vera, and I was literally like taking everything on by myself, like just giving things a go. Like, if I could do it, I could do it, and if I didn't, I didn't. And like, that's kind of what built my channel up, and that was like where it peaked really, was when I was just literally just having fun, just learning new things and having a go at something that I'd probably not done before. And that's exactly what I want to go back to. So I thought, what better way to like just have a fresh start completely, like make the car my own again, than to just completely start from scratch. And we have literally started from scratch. This engine is in like exact the same condition as what Vera's engine was originally. I've had like 1,000,001 questions about like the engine and stuff, and like it's not nice having like people like call you selfish and God knows what else I've been called. I've seen some of the comments, and it's literally just been not very nice. No one's done anything wrong. It's just, sometimes it's just how things end, and I wish Shine the best. They seem to be doing really well. Obviously they got all their subscribers that they wanted, so I hope those guys end up doing really well on their YouTube channel. They seem to be smashing it at the minute, so yeah, best of luck to them, and I hope that they can wish me the best of luck as well. Like, I don't want there to be any saltiness and like any, because it's just not what I'm about. If there's anyone that's gonna, chirp up and start calling names, whether it be on my end or their end, literally I will just straight up delete it. I'm not interested in it. Like, I'm literally just here to have fun, to just give things a go again, go back to the roots, and just enjoy a car. No more dramas, please. So, here she is, the new heart to our wonderful little Vera. This is a B230FK, which is exactly the same as what came out of Vera. So we're literally taking out what's going in. It's bog standard. It's come out of a 190,000 mile car, I think. So she's done her fair few work over the years, but Vera's engine was on 173k, so there's not a massive difference. And these things, if you know these things can go till the world stops spinning. Now, it is missing a few little bits and bobs, like there is no turbo on there, but the turbo is in this little box down here. We did say that like the turbo didn't know what condition it's in, but for now, it will literally just do. Like, we'll literally just put this on, because it's not going to be, doing any mad sends. So we'll just pop that turbo on to start with, because I don't know if I've mentioned, but this engine will be staying completely stock. Like, we're literally just going to put it in and just make sure that everything is running as it should. as a complete stock engine. So there's the big turbo won't be going on yet, so the standard turbo will be going on. Everything like the cams, the injectors, everything will be staying exactly how it is, which will be a little bit slow, but that's all right, because as soon as it's in and it's running nicely, that's when we can start putting more like performance parts onto it. My job for today is we're going to start stripping little bits and bobs off of it. So we're going to start taking like the manifolds off, just little like sensors, the alternator will come off, blah 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 blah. So we're gonna try and clean everything as nice as we can, because this engine is very much reminding me of what Vera's original engine looked like, and that is covered in oil, which is not unusual for one of these. So we're gonna literally take everything off, give it a nice clean. I can already see some red bits of paint that are like flaking off, which as well is no surprise. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna repaint the block red, just roughly. It doesn't need to look amazing, just want it to look not like it's done 190k, but I'm not arsed about it looking like some unreal, like, oh my god, that must never get driven engine. Just want it to look nice. So I've got the GoPro on charge. I will literally get the head cam back out. Just gonna strip everything apart. So before we continue with the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, which is actually Greenlight Insurance. If you don't know who Greenlight Insurance are, you literally must be living under a rock, because if you own a modified car and you are not insured with these guys, what are you doing? Both of our cars have been insured with Greenlight for the past like 2 years, and it's literally been the most stress-free, easy process ever. All cosmetic modifications with Greenlight are free to declare. You don't have to pay anything extra to declare your body kits, wheels, wraps, anything like that. You only have to pay a little bit extra if you're wanting to enhance performance, and even still, some of their performance modifications are still free to declare, so no brainer. My actual favourite thing about Greenlight Insurance is they are literally made by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Some of their cars are absolutely sick, and they literally have such an amazing community around them. So I will leave all of Greenlight's links, Instagram tags, Facebook tags, everything you need to know in the description below. Check them out. Like I said, if you've got a modified car, you need to give these guys a ring ASAP. First things first is we've got to drop all the oil out of there. I don't know how much oil is in it. There is oil in it though, as you can see, it's dripping on the floor. So, but the actual sump plug is not tight at all. It's been dripping oil all over the back of the van and all over the floor for the past week. So I should just be able to. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Loads of oil! That's about as much oil that was in Vera the last time I dropped it, actually. Well, that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Right, everyone, so we're on a voiceover ting today. And yeah, let's go. We just went straight in at the deep end. We just started stripping the engine down completely. As you can see here, I'm taking off the inlet manifold, which to my surprise was very easy to take off. I thought these bolts were going to be a bit of a pain. You know, sometimes manifold bolts can be, but these were an absolute dream. No rust, nothing seized, sick. I have actually already taken off the exhaust manifold, as you can see on the other side. The reason I didn't film that was because the lighting was a little bit shocking. So this is where things started to go a little bit more pear-shaped. The manifold would not come off at all. Like, it was fully stuck on there. So we was in a little bit of a mission there with the screwdriver to try and get it out. I know some people are kind of like, oh, you shouldn't do that, blah, 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 whatever. There was no other way of getting it off. But yeah, so there you can see I'm just taking the thermostat off so I can get into that little corner there a little bit easier. Yeah, so it's actually stuck where like one of the studs for the bolts is actually on. It was fully like rusted and seized around there. So there was a little bit of rust, maybe I lied a minute ago. But as you can see it just there, that's where it was stuck. So we basically just had to shove a load of the good old GT85 down there to get it free. And it eventually did, with a little bit of a whack and a little bit of a pull, as you can see, going crazy. But there you go, then it starts to come off, and I was chuffed because although this is sped up, they were going at this for a good 10 minutes or so. So just to make our lives a little bit easier, we're taking all the brackets off. I then dropped the wire for the alternator straight into the bucket of oil, which is a typical Emily Shields moment. 10 out of 10 there, well done.
But there we go, there's a whole manifold off. Woohoo! Shoving the blue roll in all the holes we want. Well, we don't want stuff going into, that was very important. And there's me explaining to Lou what the PCV box is. He was asking what it was, and I explained that it basically ventilates all of the pressure out of the block so that we don't blow any seals. Which was a big problem in my last engine. There was a lot of seals that were broken because of that being clogged up. So I was just explaining that, you know, we can actually get rid of it and put like a bung, well not bung, but like a little bracket in between the holes, which you can see in a minute when I take it off. And then that basically gets rid of the box, and then you can just run 2 hoses to a catch can, which makes blowing seals a lot less likely.
Right, so here is where we are so far. We've got both the manifolds off. I've took the PCV box off. We've just taken little brackets off that are gonna basically just be in the way. So now we've got like a good base to start cleaning this whole area up as well as this side. As I mentioned before, we're not looking for perfection, we're just looking for it to look a little bit better. But we've got the degreaser. It's best to start spraying it down really, aren't we? I suppose we should really do it outside, but...
Nah, be alright.
Are we gonna move the whole floor up to go outside?
Probably.
Yeah. Fuck it, be right. I was a bit sceptical on how that was gonna come out, but with a bit of, what, £7 degreaser from Screwfix down the road and a Brillo pad that we would usually use for tinting windows, I don't think that's half bad. I mean, that's literally just gone over it within 2 minutes work, yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be a pain in the arse getting in all between here, between the spark plugs and stuff, but I'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Now this is where things start to get a little bit messy. So as you can see, we've taken the oil filter off. We're actually taking all the housing for the oil filter off so we can get to all that block underneath. And you can see there are 2 hoses. One is coolant, which you'll see in just a second because it goes absolutely everywhere, and one is oil. And it's actually quite funny because when we did the oil return line like a year ago when it blew, when I was in the Lake District, I said to Lou, like, oh, I'll just take this hose off. And I was like, oh, there'll be nothing in it, like, haha. It was full of coolant. It got a mouthful of coolant. It was dead funny. There's my face of sheer joy. But yeah, taking off these hoses was really easy as well. One was a bit crusty, but we got it off there. Same again, made our lives a lot easier.
Right, that is day 1's progress. I think we've done quite well so far. We've got everything off that we needed to get off that was in the way, so that we can, you know, like, replace gaskets, clean everything up, make it look a little bit more presentable. We've only been doing it for probably like the past 10 minutes, and you know what? That's not too bad so far, is it? Obviously, I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get like a little toothbrush or something in between where all the spark plugs are. Obviously, we'll take all of those out, and then go again. But we've got to go home now because it's getting on a bit. So we'll rejoin you tomorrow. Hey, I have my helper. Hey, Mr. Milo. Milo's come to help today. Give it to me. Right, that's a stupid game. Milo, right, come here. You need to be careful because there's bits of engine everywhere. Leave it, Milo. So I do have, oh, you have a look then. Okay, then you have a look. Milo, no. Having the demon clean. It's not for you. Now, Milo is for some reason obsessed, stop it, with these green buckets. Now, I have absolutely no idea why. He's literally done it since he was a puppy, but he hates Halford's £1 green buckets, don't you? I'll get the one down in a minute that he's attacked. It's right up there, but it's so funny. I'll get it down in a minute. But we have actually got some stuff to obviously help us with getting this engine clean. So I've got some little brushes that we can get in between all there, and it's quite good because there's like wire ones and just normal bristle ones. And we got some engine paint. Woohoo! And it was really confusing because in the shop, obviously the label was pink, and I was like, oh my god, a pink engine block, but it's actually red. But then like the black paint was in a red pot. So that is what a normal Halford's bucket should look like. And this is Milo's, which he has attacked. Stop. Right, sit down. Sit. You wait. Yeah, this is what his looks like. Are you ready? Get in then. So I'm just popping the spark plugs out so we can get
all up in there. And they look, as imagined, pretty black, pretty sooty, pretty ready for a change. Right, so here is where we're at. I've just spent about another hour just cleaning and just trying to get rid of as much dirt as I possibly can. And now the difficult thing about it is it is quite hard to get in all these recesses and stuff, but I think I've done a pretty decent job. Now, because I'm impatient, I'm gonna test a little bit of the red paint on here. You see, it still looks quite dirty, but it's not actual dirt, literally just where the paint's come off. So I think I'm gonna try a little bit of red paint on maybe this little bit here, see how it looks, just because I am the most impatient person ever. Ooh, that's very red. Nah, that's sick. Let's put a little bit on. Oh wow, you bought me a red ball as well. That's so kind. Thank you. I don't, ow! Very red, isn't it? I mean, I suppose that is a good thing. It is a red block, but damn. It's gonna look so good once that's all done. I got a bit carried away. I wasn't even gonna do that bit, but naturally I did the whole top. But yeah, so that's what the red fresh paint is gonna look like, which is gonna make it look a million times better. And that's the side which I've not touched, so you can see a big difference. But on this side, you can see just how thick all of that oil buildup is. It is absolutely disgusting. This is exactly what my other engine was like, because I can remember doing this and finding it very satisfying. There's a lot of oil around the sump, and to be honest, the sump does not look to be in the best condition. So we'll have to weigh up what we're gonna do with that. Obviously, same again, I've roughly, as best as I can, clean down that. I will go over it again once it's dried off again and you can start to see a little bit better. But same again, this all looks like dirt, but that is literally where all the paint has come off. So that will look so much better once it's repainted. I'm happy with how much progress we've made. We've managed to strip everything off and start to get it looking a little bit cleaner, a little bit more presentable. And it's actually making me really excited to start, you know, like servicing it, changing all the gaskets, making sure everything's running right, there's no oil leaks or anything like that. And then obviously once that's all done, then we can get it dropped in and we can finally hear Vera start to run and move again. Finally got the motivation back. I'm finally like happy and like ready to go again. So I'm super excited. Hope you guys are excited to, you know, like finally get this car back on the road again. I'll see you in the next one.